Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, an orientation to Michigan Nonprofit Association's member benefits. My name is Sarah Pinder. I'm the engagement director for MNA. Apologize if I sound a little funny today. I've been fighting a summer cold, which I don't think is fair in July, but pushing through it, and hopefully you'll still get good information out of today's webinar. We are recording the webinar and happy to share the recording after the fact. So if you don't feel like you have to furiously take notes, you'll have the recording to refer back to. Also, please feel free to use the chat box and the question function on your little webinar program there. We'll answer questions. If there's things that we can answer as we go, we'll do that. If not, we'll have some time at the end, hopefully, to do that. My colleague Carly is here with me, and she'll try to help answer any questions that come up during the presentation. So as you can see from your screen, I've stopped on the slide for upcoming events. We have lots of events, and I'll show you where to find these on the website. But just really want to highlight one coming up in August. It's called our Talent Strategy Summit. And this will be on August 22nd in the Detroit area, actually at the Detroit Zoo. And we're really excited about this event. It's featuring keynote speaker Vu Lei. He is, if you're not familiar with him, he's a very popular blog author. And he authors a blog called Nonprofit AF. It used to be called Nonprofit with Balls. You might know it by that name. But he really tackles some really great nonprofit issues and through a lens of diversity, inclusion, and equity. So we're excited to be able to bring him to Michigan, and definitely want to make you aware of that event. Our registration is open right now. It is $75 for MNA members, and non-members are $115. That rate will go up on August 1st. So if you're interested in coming to the event, definitely check that out and get registered before August 1st, before that price increases. But definitely would love to meet all of you at the August 22nd Talent Strategy Summit in Detroit. So now we'll go ahead and get into our program. Basically, we want to make sure that you're using your MNA membership to its fullest extent, as well as give you some connection points within the organization. So first off, thank you so much for being a member of MNA. If you happen to be on the call and you're not a member yet, that's okay. You'll see what you could get access to as a member today. A little bit about MNA. We were incorporated in 1990. We serve more than 1,000 member organizations statewide. And we do that through capacity building, civic engagement, and public policy work. All three things you'll learn more about through today's webinar. As I mentioned, we'll introduce you today to some of the folks. I'm pictured there in the middle. My supervisor, Bill Gesseman, is on the left, and Carly, our resource and events coordinator, is there on the right. And I'll show you where to find our contact information on the website as well. In case you have any questions, we always encourage you to reach out to a staff person specifically. So as I did mention, one of the areas that MNA does a lot of work is public policy and advocacy. We do this at both the state and national level. Work is led by my colleague, Joan Bowman. She's our External Affairs Officer and is absolutely the person, if you ever have questions on public policy and advocacy, who you should reach out to. We do focus on large sector-wide issues such as tax policy, budget and spending, and public and private collaborations. Recently, we've been working on a Senate bill regarding property tax exemptions for nonprofits. That is still in the works, and we'll be seeing more movement on that again in the fall. But some exciting things happening in public policy and advocacy. So now we're going to go ahead and switch over to our MNA website, which is where we'll spend most of our webinar today. And that is because that's the first place you should go to access any of your member benefits. So my encouragement to you would be, when you first come to this website, to go ahead and log in on the upper right-hand corner. As a housekeeping note, your MNA membership is open to anybody in your organization. So your staff people, your board members, or even key volunteers. So it is an organization-wide membership. Your primary and secondary contacts with your membership should have received a username and password so they're able to log into the site. If they didn't, you can certainly reach out to us, or you can come to this page and use your forgot username or forgot password links. If you'd like to set up more usernames and passwords, you basically have two options. Since the membership is across your organization, you can choose to share your username and password with others in your organization. That's totally fine. Or you can choose to set up usernames and passwords for other key staff. So again, and my encouragement to you is that when you are on our site that you log in, that'll help you gain access to everything. So I've just logged in with my password, and as you can see, I get a little dashboard here, which has some quick links on the left to, most used areas. So you can take a look around the dashboard. But for today's program, I'm going to start over here on the right side and kind of work backwards on our website because eventually we'll end up under nonprofit resources under the membership tab. But for now, I want to show you some of the other things that you can find on our website. So as I mentioned, under who we are and staff, we have a full staff list complete with emails and direct phone numbers. So again, if you're looking to reach out to someone, my advice to you would be to reach out to someone directly, and if they're not the appropriate person to help with your question, they will certainly forward it to someone that is. Also under this Who We Are tab is Get Connected. This is a great page to visit and make sure that you're connecting with MNA in all the ways that you get your information. So we are on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I encourage you to follow us on those platforms. We also send out newsletters. Our most general newsletter is the My Nonprofit News. It goes out twice monthly, and it includes all of our upcoming initiatives and events. Again, if you're the primary or secondary contact on your account, you should be getting that. If you're not, that's fine. You can register. Anyone in your organization can be registered for this newsletter. So definitely check out there. We also send out a public policy action alert. These newsletters are not on a regular basis. They go out whenever we need people to take action. So again, I would encourage you to get up to date and get scheduled on those emails, and they are a great way to stay up to date on what's going on in public policy and advocacy. The Job Center email, we'll talk a little bit about the Job Center. This goes out every Friday morning and lists any new jobs that have been posted with us. And then Michigan Campus Compact is a program of MNA, and we'll touch on that a little bit later, but that would be of interest to anyone that's working with college campuses. So there's a few highlights there. If I move over one tab to Technology Services, this is one of the great services that MNA provides, is our MNA Tech team. They can help you with the items listed here. They can help you with your IT, your technology planning, your tech resources. Really great, my two colleagues, Mark and Adam, really great guys who do an awesome job of customer service. So if you're interested in outsourcing some of your IT, definitely give MNA Tech a try and meet those guys and see what they can do for you. As I mentioned, MNA does provide lots of resources and programs in the areas of civic engagement. We do, as I mentioned, we run a program called Michigan Campus Compact. This helps college campuses throughout the state incorporate service learning into their curriculum, etc. We also work with youth civic leadership initiatives. We're doing a lot of work in some of the Detroit neighborhoods right now to introduce youth to leadership and philanthropy at a very young age. We also run a national service program, AmeriCorps Vista, and we have about 30 Vistas stationed at various nonprofits throughout the state throughout the course of the year. So that's a little bit about how MNA affects civic engagement. So another great resource that MNA provides is our publications and research. So the first one on this page is the Michigan Nonprofit Management Manual. This is one of my favorite publications to talk about. It is because it's so useful. It's really what it sounds like. It's about 600 pages long, so it is a manual of sorts. But it has topics, everything from governance to human resources to fund development. And it has a really great table of contents and index, so it's very simple to use. And I would just encourage you, if you're a nonprofit manager, to check into getting a copy of this. Members get it at a discounted price of $75, and non-members pay $95. It's something you'll use all the time. When someone calls me with a question, it's the very first thing I pull off my shelf to try to help answer that question. So definitely consider the Nonprofit Management Manual. You can order that right off our site here. So another publication we have is our Compensation and Benefits Report. This is produced every other year, and our most recent one went out this past November. What it is we survey over 300 nonprofits in the state and ask every kind of question under the sun when it comes to compensation. So how much do you pay your folks? What type of vacation and holiday schedule do they get? What kind of benefits do you offer, et cetera? And then we compile that information into a report. And what it leaves us with is we were able to report on about 74 different positions commonly found in nonprofits. And it breaks it down into tables too. So they are broken down by position, location, and so for instance, if you're an arts organization in Southeast Michigan and you're looking to hire a development director, you can find that information to figure out what your competitors in the area or what your other nonprofits are paying. And where you can use this is if you are hiring, you can help you make a really competitive salary and compensation package so that you're able to hire the best talent. We should mention that this report shows, what is the landscape, maybe not what should be the landscape, but very beneficial report. The other way that nonprofits use it is on your 990 form. If you have to justify, I think one of the additional things you have to do in that process is justify what you're paying your top leaders in your organization. This tool can be used as a really great resource for that purpose. So going down a little further, there's this documentation called the Introduction to Working in Michigan's Nonprofit Sector, a great tool or resource if you are working with someone who's maybe just interested in entering the sector and what nonprofit jobs are really like. So if you scroll down, you can see we have more free publications available to you. The MNA Links magazine is a member-only publication, so you'll receive this 3 times a year. The 4th one that comes out during our year is actually our annual report, and it's a magazine that contains articles on hot topics or trends in the nonprofit sector. So look out for that. You should be receiving one in your organization. Also, the Nonprofit Good Practice Guide site is a website that we are involved in with a group of capacity building organizations throughout the state of Michigan. And as you can see when I pull up the Nonprofit Good Practice Guide site, there's all different areas in this principles and practices that you can get advice on. So under financial management, you can scroll down here to see what resources are presented there. Also, getting toward the bottom here of our research and publications, Principles and Practices is a really great tool. This is actually, we're in the process of downloading it, or sorry, not downloading it, updating it, and will be online hopefully in the next few months. But this, for right now, you can download these tools for free. It's a really great tool to take your organization through. especially if you're just starting out, kind of just gives you a guide of what you should be doing as a nonprofit to make sure that your nonprofit is managed really well. And under that is our Michigan Primer for Nonprofit Advocacy. This is, again, Advocacy 101. Nonprofits can advocate. They should advocate. There are some rules around it, but this is basically like your 101 handbook and has all the rules laid out for you, so you can download that for free as well. And the last publication is a joint project with the Attorney General, Council of Michigan Foundation, and Michigan Association of United Ways about some great tips to help citizens give wisely. So definitely check out research and publications. As you can tell, there's a lot available there. Also under this tab, there's the economic benefits of Michigan's nonprofit sector. That's a really cool tool. If you ever wondered how many nonprofits are in your county or what kind of impact they make, how much they're paying in wages, you can find that, and you can drill down as small as county level with a really cool mapping tool if you go to this link. So I could spend a whole other webinar talking about that, but I won't today. But I will say, we find out really great information from the study. For instance, if you didn't know, almost 11% of Michigan's workforce works in the nonprofit sector. So we're pretty important to the state's economy, and we need to let people know that. And that's a great tool in order to be able to do that. So under public policy and advocacy, again, lots of resources and information here. I'll direct you to this tab, the Michigan Nonprofit Caucus. We have we help manage a bipartisan and bicameral group, meaning both Democrats and Republicans from both the House and the Senate that sit on the Nonprofit Caucus. So you can see there's some members there. And also, if you scroll down further on that page, you can see our 2017-18 legislative agenda. So make sure you check that out. Also, if you're in the Southeast Michigan area, we do have a Southeast Michigan Public Policy Council, which as a member of MNA, you're eligible to be a part of this Public Policy Council. So if you're interested in learning more about that, definitely check out this, this page on our website. So now going over to the membership tab, I'm going to start up here with the Nonprofit Job Center. So the Nonprofit Job Center is really two different things. It's a job center that lives online, so you can see all the current job postings right here online. And you would also, if you signed up for the email list, receive an email every Friday morning with any new job opportunities. You can see from here that you can choose which categories you might be looking for a job in. So this is one of our best used resources. And I will say, if you're looking to hire someone, definitely post it. Non-members get a 30-day posting, or members get a 30-day posting with logo for $75, and for non-members, it's $165. But if you're looking to hire talent, we would get great results from this, and should definitely be one place that you post your job. So now to go into the main part, we're going to go over the nonprofit resources, which are your member benefits. And as you can see from this chart, it lays out all the benefits. So we talked about the nonprofit compensation and benefits report. That's up at the top in our featured benefit. This featured benefit changes periodically, so you might see a different one up there at a different time. So one of your biggest member benefits is free access to Grantstation. I'm going to show you a little bit about this, so I'm going to click right on that. And again, if you've been on the site for a little bit too long, like I have, it might ask you to put your password in again. Well, once I get logged in there, then I'm going to click again and get to Grantstation. So Grantstation is an online grants database in order to help you find grant funding. You can see when you get logged in, it'll say Welcome Michigan Nonprofit Association at the top. That's how you know that you're logged in correctly. And there are a lot of tools on here. As you can see, they're helping people find grants, build a great grant program, write powerful proposals, and win grant awards. So there's much more information on this site, and I encourage you to look around because they recently revamped their site, and I think it's really great. You can see over here there's education. But the main component to Grantstation is their grants database. So I'm going to click on Find Grant Makers. You can see all the different ways you can search. I usually choose U.S. Charitable Giving database. Again, that's kind of up to you. And again, I'm going through this quickly because we have short time today, but please spend a little time on their site and check it out because you'll find lots of information on their newly revamped site. But over here on the right is where you choose what you want to select. It's going to look a little weird when I do it because it does update in real time. So I'm going to go ahead and choose, I want to look for statewide grant makers, specifically in Michigan. And then if I scroll down, I want to choose an area of interest. And this is where I said it's going to look funky because it keeps updating and shooting me to the top of the page. But I'm going to choose areas of interest, arts, cultures, and humanity. And you can see there's lots of different options there. So again, as the page refreshes, you can see now with these search terms on the right, Michigan, arts, culture, and humanity, I have 167 results. Now, I can continue to choose filters over here on the right to narrow that down. So let's say I want to do a target population, and I want to see if there's people that do grants in arts, culture, and humanity for LGBTQ population. As you can see, when I did that, I narrowed it down to one result. So you can play it around with your search terms. Again, they give a lot of information on how to customize your search in order to find the best things. Because you might find 167, and that might be too many. One might be too little. So just work with your searches there and use the tips and tricks that they have provided. So when you do find a funder that you're interested in, you can click on them and you get to their record page. As you can see, there's lots of valuable information here about their grant making, how much their grants usually give, different types of grant programs they've had, and then that information continues over here on the right side, you know, where they focus, their contact information, who's the program officer, et cetera, et cetera. So really a wealth of information on Grantstation. So I would encourage you to definitely think about how you can use Grantstation and get in there and utilize it for your organization. So going back to the nonprofit resources page, again, under this bucket of fundraising and finance support, you also are eligible for a 15% discount to the Foundation Center online. That's another grant database that is available on a subscription basis, but you would receive a 15% discount. This Finance Unlocked for Nonprofits is a video series put together by our colleagues over in Washington at the State Association in Washington. And it's a 6-part video series that covers the basics of nonprofit finance. It's actually pretty entertaining. They put it together with an accountant and an improv actor. I encourage people to use it if you're onboarding new staff, maybe new board members that just need to know kind of the surface level basic information on how nonprofit finance works. Credit card processing discounts, if you're interested in that, we do partner with Card Connect, so you can reach out to them directly. Also, as I mentioned in the beginning, we have lots of free and discounted events. So as you can see, you can get to our web calendar from there. It's also on the front page of our website, and at any point see what events are available. The events that have this little orange guy on them mean there's a member rate for it, so you want to pay special attention to those events. We also put our webinars up available in a webinar archive. Some of them are available for purchase, others are available for free. You can see we have a lot of free webinars listed there right now. So if you're ever looking to learn a little bit more on your own time, definitely check on the free and discounted webinars. So this is a new program that MNA has launched, our Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity Assessment. If you click on here, you can get to the website and find out a lot more about it. Basically, this is a tool you can use to help your organization assess their current status and future goals as it relates to diversity, inclusion, and equity. As a member, you can take the individual assessment for free as long as you have your username and password. And then there's other ways to upscale that throughout your organization, which is when there comes in a fee, of course, with a member discount as well. But if you're interested in that, definitely take a look at that website. And if you have any other questions, please reach out to me directly. I am managing that program, and I'm happy to talk to anyone who might be interested in implementing that within their organization. So scrolling down, MindEdge is an online learning program that we partner with. You're eligible to receive their courses at a 10% discount. Their courses range, as you can see, there's a certificate that's pretty expensive and time-consuming, but things as simple as budgeting in a nonprofit organization, capital campaigns, fundraising, etc. So online learning courses you can take at your speed and expand your knowledge when it comes to nonprofit management. We also have a document library. In this library, you can find all different samples of documents. Really just come in here and see if what you have in here is, or see what if you're looking for is in here. Lots on volunteer engagement, fundraising, financial management, etc. We also work with All Campus. They offer higher education discounts. Our friends at Independent Sector, which is a national organization that we work with, and you'll be hearing more about them in the next 4 or 5 months because they are hosting their national conference in Detroit in October. We'll be doing some promotion around that. We also have some opportunities for scholarships. So if you're interested in an Independent Sectors conference, definitely stay tuned to our publications and reach out if you have any questions. But they've put out this publication, Principles for Good Governance and Ethical Practice. It's a free download, so another resource for you. The Michigan Nonprofit Management Manual we've talked about, and links we've already talked about, so I'm going to continue to scroll down. I do see that we're about 1 minute away from our time. I will promise to finish up in about 5 minutes. Hopefully you can stick with me. If not, you'll definitely receive the recording. But just have a few more things to make you aware of. So as you can see there, we've partnered with some of the largest educational institutions in the state to provide some really great discounts. Again, any of these member benefits are available to you, any of your MNA, or any of your organization staff as well. The University of Michigan Dearborn provides a scholarship or 20% of tuition off for employees of Michigan Nonprofit Association members. Oakland University is similar with a 25% discount on their nonprofit management certificate program. And then the Broad College of Business at Michigan State partnered with us for the first time this year, offering 2 scholarships to their executive MBA program for 50% off tuition, which was a great partnership for us to start. They've also offered some professional development events through us. So keep those in mind. Again, keep those in mind as something that you can extend to your staff as really great professional development opportunities and a benefit of being an MNA member. Continuing in that learning category, New Horizons, their computer learning courses, and MNA members receive 10 to 20% off. So definitely check that out if that's a need in your organization. Some of this under HR we've already discussed. So job posting, comp and benefits report, I'll skip over those for now. Consultation HR, this is a performance and compensation management system. MNA members receive a 20% discount on setup fees and an ongoing 10% discount. If you're in a larger nonprofit that has to manage a lot of employees and you need some way to really help make streamline your compensation management and performance evaluation process, I would recommend Constellation HR. MNA has just started using it ourselves, so we're getting a feel for how it works. But as you can see, we did some webinars. There's some links at the bottom. So if you're interested in learning more about the system, but also getting some really great information just on HR and in management, definitely check out these 3 recorded webinars that are available from Constellation HR. Also, verified volunteers we work closely with. They are a partner that offers discounted background check screening services. The unique thing about their program is that their background checks can be shared with other people in the community that also need volunteers. So for instance, if you have a volunteer that is working with Girl Scouts and also volunteering at the local school, and they both accept verified volunteers, that volunteer can share their background check with multiple organizations and really have a little bit more control over it. So MNA members receive a 20% discount, and it's definitely something to check out. We also just hosted a webinar, which is in the archive, with verified volunteers if you're interested in learning more about that system. We already talked about DE&I, and we work with linemen and chiefs. If you're looking into directors and officers liability insurance, you should have that for your organization. If you don't, maybe give them a call. Okay, so going under technology, M&A Tech, we discussed that. You also have access to Nonprofit Technology Network, N10. This is really great for if you're the accidental techie in your office. And with that membership, you get money off their conference registration, a discount to their educational webinars, and a discount on their tech postings, job postings. They do specifically tech nonprofit job postings. So look into N10 if you're interested. So then under making connections, our consultant and resource directory is really important to know about. This is where we list all of our business members, and as you can see, you can search by category and our region. So for instance, if you're looking for a new accountant and you're in Southwest Michigan, you can hit those as search terms and come up with some really great options. So we still encourage you to vet these businesses, and there's some, they list their specialties as well as past clients that you can reach out to for referrals. Again, in that, if you are interested in finding a new auditor or anything like that, we also provide a service called Nonprofit Rfp Distribution. So if you've created an RFP for one of those services and you'd like MNA to send it out, just send it to us directly from this online form, and we will send it out to that business directory in the region and category that you're looking in. So that just makes it an easier process on you instead of having to, look up and find all the 8 auditors in your local community. We can send it out via our list, and they will contact you directly. So keep that in mind if you have an RFP for new services. We also have the nonprofit member directory here, and as you can see, this is where all of our members are listed, so you might want to look for your listing and make sure it reads how you want it to read. And also, this is good, especially if you're looking to collaborate. Maybe you're looking for other organizations in the state that do similar work to you, so you search by organization type. Or maybe you're looking for others in your local area and you search by county. So definitely check that out. That is only open to members, the nonprofit directory. If you have interest in advertising or sponsoring with us, we do have lots of opportunities for that in all of our publications and some of our upcoming events. So sometimes nonprofits are looking out how to reach out to other nonprofits, and the M&A newsletter can be a great way to do that. As I mentioned earlier, we work with a partner that, when I mentioned it was when we were looking at the Nonprofit Good Practice Guide site, we work with a network of capacity building centers, and this is the last thing I'm going to point out to you. This is about a network of about 11 capacity building centers throughout the state. There's one in several different communities, so I'd encourage you, if you're not familiar with the one in your community or near your community, to check them out on this page. They're really great partners to M&A, and they help provide one-on-one support for nonprofits as well as being nonprofits themselves. So whether it be board training or strategic planning, capacity building centers, again, are a great network that help us expand the reach that we're able to have. So I hope you learned a little bit today. We really do hope that you, reach out to us, use your member benefits, and utilize your MNA membership. As a quick reminder, don't forget about our August 22nd event, and to utilize your membership in the best way possible. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we will talk to you soon.